All right, so we are in the 2023 Open, and we're playing these holes at Greenwich Point, and the holes are not the same. It's messed up on Tommy's side. This is how they used to do tournaments all the time. They'd mix the holes up, and so I'll give it to you so you can write it down. I'll wait till you can pause the video, go grab some paper. So hole number 1 is actually hole number 4 of Greenwich Point. Hole number 2 is hole number 1. Hole number 3 in the tournament is the real hole number 5. Hole number 4, at least if you go to Tommy's site, this is they're out of order. So hole number 4 is hole number 6. Hole number 5 in the tournament is actually hole number 9. Hole number 6 in the tournament is 7. Hole number 7 is 2. Hole number 8 is actually hole number 8. And hole number 9 is hole number 3. So let's go check them out. So hole number 1. Oh, hole number 1 is hole number 4. There we go. All right. I can't remember what the adjustment is on this, but it seems like it's like plus. In one-on-one, I always used to do plus 10, but that wasn't right. It was like plus 15, or it was somewhere in that neighborhood. If you bring out a 3 Powerball and rookie, you can hit from right here, and a Kingmaker works better to cut the wind down, because on headwind days you're really tight, but you can get into this spot with a 3 Powerball and do the rough bump. You can bounce it over from here. From the back tees, you're going to see a lot of people bringing it over from this side. If you're playing one-on-one, this is a hole that you're going to find where the Thor's Hammer, like later on down the road, the Thor's Hammer starts working really good because it's got backspin, and you'll be taking this from the back tees with a driver, and so you're going to need some backspin to get it over there. Let's go check it out in Ricky. Let's go check it out. Practice. 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 Hole number 1. All right. Hole number 1. Sniper. Kingmaker. If I remember correctly, a katana is just a little short. Like a katana might work on tailwind days, but I don't think, and I actually think it's just short. Like you can't actually set up in the spot you want. You have to have a 3 Powerball. We'll see. If my memory serves. If Darcy in arms. Here we go. Getting out on the course. I don't have a calculator, I don't have anything, so I'm just going to wing it. 2.6. I'm going to do 10% would be 2.6, and half of that would be 1.3. That'd be 3.9. That'd be about 3 rings. So I'm going to just do a 3 ring pool. If I can get where I can see the shit. Three rings. And I'm a little short. Isn't it perfect? El Perfecto. Just a little short. Damn, maybe on headwind days you got to bring out a low wind power 3 ball, or bring out a power 4 ball so that you can get into that spot. There is a spot there. You can see how that spot that they're hitting on is on a hill. So it's going like this. So depending on where they hit on that hill, it could take the bounces could be inconsistent from one round to the next. See how I took that really high bounce, and when it takes that high bounce, it threw it off to the left. I don't really like hitting off of those types of spots. If you do a perfect wind adjustment, you make a perfect everything, and you hit perfect, it may go where you want it, but anything other than that, and it will be drastically off. The squirrels are up. In the hole. Well, you know that was a replay. Here we go. All right, that was hole number 1. We know what that looks like. We got a kind of an idea of what we should be doing on hole number 1. Hole number 2. Hole number 2 in the tournament is hole number 1. All right, what we really want to do here is bounce off of this with a 3-power ball and do a rough bump through this area and just bleed out onto the course. There are other ways that we can go at it. We can try and bounce off of this island as far as like where our red line is. If we pull out here and we arc it across, we do have a shot right here where we can try and bring it around. The one thing I will say about trying to bring it around to the cup is if you look at some angles down here, like let's say this was our red line and we could get into this spot, I think it might be actually a little bit closer. If you're trying to go towards the cup and use curl, you got to watch the bounce that's over here, because when you add curl on it and you swing it across on the arc, it'll clip this rough. And it's really easy. This will be a big fail spot right here, as people will over curl it if they're trying to use this island and bring it around. The deal is that being right here is awesome. I mean, it doesn't give you a shot at the hole-in-one, but this is a super high percentage. You just toss it up into that spot, chip it in, move on to the next hole. You got your eagle and you're gone, because we have to get an eagle on this. This side does present a little bit of risk because you can get caught up in this rough, or you can go through the rough and end up in the rough on the back side, so it's kind of tricky. I cannot remember how much spin to put on, but we'll figure it out as we go. I'm going to use a power 3 ball. I think with a power 3 ball, maybe you have to do overpower. What we want to do is try not to do overpower on this. But I think you can easily get it done with just a power 3 ball. These are the type of shots that I like to. What I normally like to do on shots like this, where we're trying to run out, is run all of my topspin. Bring whatever club you got that's got the, that's in that range as far as distance, that's got the most topspin, and run your topspin out. That way you can pull back from the red line. Hopefully you can pull back from the red line to find the right spot, and it'll give you a little bit of leeway, and you can see how far they can get. That spot will work. The deal about that shot, taking it with a white ball, is that every time you come out here, you're going to have to do some different heroic deal in order to make that shot work. I think just a Titan will work. Max topspin. Do 10% on that, so that'd be 4.6. There's 4.2. I'm gonna do about that much. Oh, that was 7,000 rings great to the right. Every single bit of 2. I would have rather ended up on the fringe. I mean, that's not a long putt, but just trying to toss it over there. Try not to hit 70 rings great to the right. It is very easy to roll past the cup and then end up on the rough on the side that my opponent was on, where you just keep rolling down there. So I'd rather be where I'm at, out of the rough on this side, but either short of the green or just like where I'm at, than roll off in the back. Close. We got to make that hole every time. There's just no doubt about it. So I mean, if minimum score is minus 12, that hole right there makes it minus 13. We have to get that hole. Hole number 3. Hole number 3. Hole number 3 is hole number 5. And I don't think that this is the hole number 5 in the real course, so I don't know what the deal is, because like hole number 5 at Greenock Point is my favorite hole. Hole 1, par 3. Richard's giving me the deal. I gotta go look in my past video collection and look at holes that that we played this before they made the change, because I think the wind adjustment down here is exactly the same as it was before, but there is a rough bump that you can do here. The deal with the rough bump is we got to bring out the right ball and the right club, because we can end up with a red line issue down in this area where your red line's right where you want to do the rough bump. I think you might, I'm pretty sure that this is with a sniper, but I could be wrong, and it could be with a grizzly. So you could probably avoid that red line issue by bringing a Goliath, so that if you're in the red line issue, you've got your Goliath on the other side. Here's minimum wood and here's grizzly. It doesn't quite hit, so we've got this red line, whereas Goliath hits all the way to minimum driver or minimum wood, so you won't have that red line issue. You'll have to work on it with your clubs, because it is, if you want to take the rough bump, there is a spot. Your choices here are, you either come to this spot and you take the rough bump and go at it, or you come to this spot and you bounce off the island and then come at it. Those are your two choices. So most people will probably use the island, just because it's easier to get to that spot. We'll go try it. We'll go see what it takes to get the rough bump. I changed how I was playing this hole. I used to just lay it up. I bring out a quarterback and I just run out my quarterback as far as it could go and just lay it up out there, and then go at it, just straight at it, and bring out a big power 3 ball so that I could make that second shot. But it seems like if you go straight at it, if you're trying to keep your shots pretty straight to the cup, that the second shot, it takes an irregular bounce out of that rough. So I moved my shot over to the left, and it seems, and I started really before they changed the hole configuration, but I think the numbers still work the same. This is where it would be nice to have my calculator with me. Let's see here. Seemed like there was some weird deal. It was like 15% or some weird thing. I'll try 15% just because that's the number that's stuck in my head. It might be mid-club minus 25, or I have no freaking clue. It was some weird deal, but it worked. It might have just been weird because let's see here. Let's see what we got. I want to try and get it all. I think that might be too much topspin. Three and a half. 4-3, 2 rings. Isn't it perfect? I think I'm going to have left that a lot short. I might be right though. I don't think you have to get all the way to the tip, but we're going to find out here, because this is my opponent is easily there with the power 3, and they're back just a little bit from me. So the deal is on a headwind day I'd have a problem right there. So do you bring out a power 4 ball on a headwind day? they'd have put some side spin on that, I think they could have made that adjustment without having to move over the sand. Close. Where am I in my club? Well, I'm at max. Five. 5.17 rings. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if we can get it even close. I did the same thing my opponent did. We got the flagpole covered from both sides. There we have it. And that was at plus 15% at max club. And I really and there's not a whole lot more distance that I can get there. So, like, you could either bring out a different club that hits farther than your sniper. A good club for it, if you wanted a good ball guy, would be your Horizon. Depending on what level you got your Horizon, and if it's got, I know the accuracy sucks on it, but the deal is that the rings are, if the rings are 3 miles an hour, because it's so shitty, or for most of its life it lives around 2.4. So if it's 2.4 per ring and you had a 5 mile an hour wind, you only got to move it two rings, so you can kind of stay away from that sand depending on where you put it. And it's perfect if you hit it perfect. But if you hit it one ring great to the left or the right, it's 2.4 miles per hour off on that side. So I mean, it will be off, but on that shot I don't think it's going to matter. It's all about hitting it perfect. That would be a great hole to I think the Horizon hits 178 versus 172 for a sniper, so it gives you a little bit more. You can use a Cataclysm or a Big Dog with a 3 power ball, and you would easily be in that spot every time and have a little bit to work out for headwind. So where I was at down here, I think I was kind of like in this area. The only way I could get that better is to get more over here, and pick up this distance so that it'll fade out on sides. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. All right, hold on. All right, we're on hole number 4. Sorry about that. I don't know where I was at, except that we're on hole number 4. I got people at my house. Had to cook. All right, what do we have for hole number 4? Hole number 4 is hole number 6. All right. In tournament play, we want to get up into this zone right here, and you got a nice little it might be wedge. If you can get all the way up in there, it's definitely short iron. Anywhere out in this range is good, but the more you can get, if you see how the sand is kicking out right here, we want to try and use this area right here to come at the cap. And it doesn't take a lot of backspin. You can do a big backspin shot, but you can also set it up so you don't. And really where you want to be is kind of like in this lower quadrant. Anywhere up here will work, but like this area right here gives you a really good line at the cup. You can lay it up out here and go straight at it. That's not a bad way to go. The thing about laying up in here is you really want to be in this quadrant of this fairway. And it's kind of hard to get to that quadrant because when you're coming at it, you're going to have to put a little bit of curl to bring it there. And what happens is you got a bounce that's here, and your second bounce is here. And when you put the curl on it, it moves this bounce to the left, and it's super easy to clip this rough on the way out. And then just end up being right there. You can still make it from there. It's easy, but you can pretty much recover from anywhere down here. But if you really want to get shot at, we want to go for this area, and you can do it with a big power ball. There's nothing wrong with that. But we can also do it with just a power 3 ball and overpower. I'm not sure if you have to use, I think if you use a power 5 ball, you still got to use overpower. And now obviously if you bring out a bigger ball, you can get farther up. You can overshoot it up there too. But you can get farther up in that hole. Trying to change your clubs if we can get a freaking opponent. If. Jib. Thanks for joining the channel. Go first. Okay, you are never going to use this little spot right here. This little pad. Never, ever, ever even think about using that spot. Ever. I'm going to be 3 rings off of that sand. See my blue ring where it's touching the sand over there? 4, 5. And it should be... There's 4, there's 5. I'm going to do a little more. I'm going to do 2.5 rings. A little bit of curl. $7,000 rings or 2 rings straight to the left. The only place that would hurt me is if I ran out and ended up running into the rough. You can get, there's more on the table there, but I think if you bring out a power 5 ball, you don't have to do any overpower at all. You just get it to that spot. And it seems to me that we were doing like plus 10 on this, but it might have been plus 5 or plus 15, but it wasn't much. I'm going to do plus 10 times whatever the wind is, wherever the hell I'm at in my club. I have no idea which club I'm in. I might be in wedge. I think I'm close to the transition there. We'll see. Can I find it? Oh, they made it over. Whew, that was close. That's like one blade of grass between them and the rough area right there. All right. Amen. Max wedge. Can you get it around? Not with a 2-side spin ball. I gotta get. I'll have to get in front of it. Use backspin if I want to do this particular shot. So 3.1 divided by 1.6. 2.12. And I hit it great. So I got all that shit going for me. And I was able to hit it great. It's hard to be able to do all that stuff right and then be able to hit it great. I really would have liked to have had a 3-side spin ball right there so I could have brought it around and played it with my wedge. What's tricky about that particular shot is they're actually bringing it back, and they're not only sucking it back, but they're bringing it up the hill. I'm curious to see how that responds. Hit it perfect. Hit it perfect. My opponent can seem to hit it perfect. In the hole. That's how it responded. Nice. 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 Nice, nice, baby. That hole is definitely makeable. I worked that ball thing out. I think a Kingmaker had helped me right there with the side spin. And other than that, I'd either like to be just a little bit farther back and be fully in my short iron, or a little bit farther forward and fully at my wedge, one of the two. We'll work on it. All right, practice. Hole number 5. Hole number 5 is hole number 9. That's right, you heard it here. Hole number 9. All right, in tournament play, we're always, like, the best way to go at it in tournament play is if we draw a line from the tee box. And we're going down into this zone right here, so we draw a line to the tee box. And we follow that line out, so we're going off in this, so we need to cover this angle in order to rough bump out right here. Depending on your clubs, if you've got upper developed clubs and you bring out a topspin pitch ball, you could actually cut this a little bit thin, where you bounce out and you really bounce out and you'll end up back here behind these trees. So it's better to just be out. You don't need to get a lot of distance right there, and you can't put a lot of curl on it either. So you need to get this down with as much side spin as possible, and you can lean, but these trees are in your way, and if you put a lot of curl on it, you're just going to tap that tree. You can lay it up out in this zone, and there are several lanes through this tree that'll get you to the green, or you can go around, which is kind of a blind shot. We've explored, there is a way where you can come down here and you can get over to the other side, and there is a way to get through these trees and get over here. I don't really like that shot. This one is definitely the one that we're going to go for today. I'm going to bring a Titan. We'll switch it up when we get out there. Should be able to do this with the extra mile. We need the top spin. We might have to bring out an APOC just because of the power, but then let's see where that top spin puts us. But we can't use the curl. Looking for an opponent? The way it should be is that if there's anybody in the world practicing rookie, we should be able to get matched up. Practice is practice. Doesn't matter if they have 100 trophies or 6,000 trophies. They should be able to get matched up. Darcy, thank you. Here we go. Hole number 5. Seems like on this one we were like taking wind off. We're taking off like 10%. It seems to me that we were doing something like that. So I am going to take a little bit of wind off. Perfecto. And they caught it fat. I think I am going to bring out my number 5 bag. Okay, 2-9. I'm going to take out just half of it. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if we can ease it through there. And just rough bump it out. That's all we're looking for, is that right there. We want a nice clean shot. Those other trees aren't in our way or nothing. Perfecto. Should be with a grizzly. And I know it seems like we're taking off a little bit of wind, so I'm going to take off a little. And it seemed like it was just a little, like 5 or 10%. So I'm going to split the difference and go with 7.5. I'm going to take so my equation's 0.925 times whatever the wind is, divided by wherever the hell I'm at in my club. I think I might be a mid. Maybe. Yeah, probably max. Yeah, right at max. So max is 2.4 divided by, no, 2.22 rings. Let's put in a couple backspin. 2.22 rings. Here's 2.22 exactly. And hit perfect. Wow, I can hit perfect. In the hole! No, I'm just shooting a walkthrough video. Just taking a break. Just one hole at a time.
Did you want anything from the store? Stephen wanted to go.
I can run over there with him. Alright, that's how you get an Albion hole number, whatever that was. Hole number 5. Hole number 5. Was that hole number 5? Was it? Was it? Yes, it was. There you go. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Again. How many times are you going to do this, dude? You're shooting a video and then you stop, and then you stop. It's life. Real world. Hole number 3. Hole number 6. Hole number 6 is a par 3, and it's actually hole number 7 on the real course. And I will be honest with you, this hole right here, probably more than even the other hole. These two, this used to be one of the infamous racetrack holes, and they completely changed it. And I don't know. I kind of like these holes when they were just the racetrack holes. They were variable, but we will see. One of these holes, there is a, and I think on this hole, I was going over into this area and you're bringing it around. But on one of these holes, there is a way, and I think it's the other one of the racetrack holes where you can go through the trees and try and do a rough bump right here and go at it. This isn't the one, but the other one, I think is the one where you can do the dunk as well. Let's go out there and check it out. Let's go check it out. I think this is Sniper. And I think you can get it down with the Navigator. You might need to use a Quasar for the side spin. I think from the last time I was pulling it back so far that you're not, you might even be close to min club. The par 3. Hole number 6, which is hole number 7. John Belushi. The good old boys. Yeah, I think it was definitely from like right in this area. It was your best look at it. Big dog. Switch that up for some bag that's got a Sniper. If I remember correctly, I was using this sand down here. So a blue ring off right there. I don't really want to do that because then I have to adjust for the sand. Bigger side spin ball might help. Let's try that. I'm just going to do 4-2 plus 10. That's 4-6. Yeah, I'm not going to do shit. We're practicing. I don't even know where I'm at in my club. There's Max. There's Max. So I am at min club. So let's do an equation here. So if I was at min club and I was going to add on 10%, that'd be 1.1 times whatever the wind is divided by Sniper minimum club 1.2 plus 0.1. Right, we'll try it. I don't think 10%'s right either. I think it's bigger than that. But we'll start there. We will. What's up, baby?
You on the phone? Are you recording?
You're recording.
Steve was wondering where Angie's records were. I wasn't sure.
They're in the entry closet.
Okay, thank you.
The coat closet. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Let's switch. Let me switch that ball up for a katana. Let's be 5 rings off. That gives us 5 rings. Separation from the sand. Let's see if 3 side spin will get us there. It will. And I actually think the ball's going to roll out, so I think that might be right. 3.9. Three, 6, 7. Oh shit. I went to go move it and it got all jacked up. Are you gonna time out? How many times are you gonna time out, dude? Like, we're trying to watch the video so that you can show us how to do this shot and you keep timing out. Dumbass. Here we go. Took my opponent. I'm not even gonna get a shot. Damn it. Damn it. I gotta go play that hole again. What were you thinking? .1 times the wind divided by 1.2 plus 0.1. Alright. We are ready. No dicking around this time. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to go first. I'm going to take it. It's going to be a hole in one. And you're all like, no, it's not. Because it's 26%, dude. And you're only doing 10. It's always fun to find out what your clubs can do. Like, it's the whole idea is that if you watch a channel like mine, there's more than one way to go at these holes. And if you're doing something and you're not liking the results, then switch to a different spot. Shit. You're a big boy, big girl. You'll be alright. Swap that out for a katana. Or would I have to move it to make that work? .8. I'm going to do 266. There's 1, 2, 6, 6. It only took me 7 hours to take that shot. Underpulled it. So I would go the opposite direction and do, that was 10, do like 20 to 30. Try and get to the other side so that you overpulled it. Did I overpull that one? I did. Did I overpull that one? I might have overpulled that one. I'll have to go back and watch that. That's why it's so important to record your own video, because like, you're in the moment when you're out there just playing. A lot of times you're not paying attention to your spin, you're in the spot, you're doing the thing, and then you can go back and watch it. You can see what you actually did. Like, is that the spot that you're going to be in all the time? Then let's write that spin down, because we know that spin works. Or hey, every time it's going to be a different spot and you'll have to dial it in. Alright. I think since they changed, well, before, when this was the old racetrack, the racetrack hole, one of the two, it was not a, it was a gimmick hole. I think I've made a few hole-in-ones since they've changed it, but it's not any different now than it was before, as far as I'm concerned. But it could be. We can work that hole out. That is definitely a hole that we can work out to get better during the week. Hole number 7. And hole number 7 is hole number 2. Another par 3, so we got back-to-back par 3s. Hole number 2. This is the other racetrack hole. This is the one where you can do there are several ways that you can go at this. You can come around this way and try and bring it back down to the cup. I've always found, and I'm not saying that I have any expertise as far as like what the deal is on this. It's such a gimmicky deal. You're just throwing the ball out there and it ends up where it ends up. But typically, if you're higher, where you can ride a little bit before you fall, you'll end up. That's usually the track, because if you just come out here and roll down to it, it all kind of funnels down right by the cup, and you're off. I'm actually going to try either the dunk. There is a dunk that you can do here, because you're so far up and you'll stick up on the green and come down. Now, I gotta think back on whether or not there was days where you could get caught up at the top and have to. This is a shit shot to have to come from the top of this to where the pin's at way down this hill. It can be a difficult little pitch, so you do not want to get caught at the top. You want to roll back down. So we'll see. We'll go out there and see what our options are. Practice. I have no idea what. I'm just going to do whenever I do take the shot, I'm just going to do wherever I'm at my club, unless it's obvious that it's like if you can't get close to your rings at all, you know you're going to be adding on something. If I can get an opponent, if I can get an opponent. Thank you for joining the channel. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we have. Now you can do just the traditional racetrack where you're riding up here and you're trying to bring it down to the cup. Man, they took that out, didn't they? Maybe the old pin was over here, but no more rough bump. You're gonna have to do the racetrack. See if we can get to where we can find where we're at. Just wonder if you could get. What is that? That's Maxim. One backspin. See if you can just get that to roll down the hole. That's usually you hit it farther back over here in the shadow, and you just try and let it run up and ride along the top and come down. But I'm just wondering if you could start up high and bring it around. Let's try that spot. These types of holes right here, I mean, are we playing highlight golf? I have no clue off of that hill. And it's easy to have that right there happen. That's a difficult pitch. It's not so bad from there. I don't think that'll be too bad. Let's do max and one. That's at the +3 mark. I really like hitting the rough up there. This is the +0 mark. 2-2. There's 2-2. Just hit it straight. Oh, and I hit it great to the right. That way at least I'm up high where I'm trying to get to. If I try and slide my ball around, there's not much effort there. I'm really surprised because in the past I've done a dunk on this hole quite a few times, and you do it with a rock. I think you can actually bring out a rocket because it's got more backspin, and you can really try and stick it to the cup. We will see. This hole right here is just, these are kind of crapshoot par threes. There's going to be a lot of people that'll get hole-in-ones during the week, but it's hard to, these holes just are really hard to replicate that stuff on. Somebody out there is disagreeing with me. And there probably is a spot out there you can find that you can try and make that a little more consistent. Hole number 8 is hole number 8. Wow, we're finally on. Went through all that rigmarole. We actually are on hole number 8. This is a completely redesigned hole, and it is possible to get through here and get your bounces right to get up on the green. I can't remember what it takes to get up in here. I think the deal is that on some days if you bring out a special ball, you don't have to do any overpower. And the whole deal is, with this type of shot, number one, we have to walk away from this hole with an eagle. There's just no two ways around it. So we got to bring out, we haven't really had to bring out anything really good. This hole right here, we got to bring out whatever it takes in order to get on and one as easily as possible. So it may be one of those things where you can get on with power 3 ball, but you got to do overpower. But you can get on with a power 5 ball and you don't have to do overpower. It's always better, it's always better if you can bring out a bigger ball and then pull back from the red line just a little bit and then set your shot up. That way you can work in headwind days, everything, no overpower, no nothing. And really try and increase the odds that you're going to end up in the same spot every day. Every day, if we can find an opponent. Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? Smooth strokers. Those guys are so good they can switch hands and gain strokes. They're that smooth. APOC. With a power 2 ball, we're there. Let's see where we're at with different balls here. Power 3 ball gives us a little teeny bit of a window on tailwind days, but if it was a headwind day, so I'll probably bring it out a bigger. I'm going to put on 2 backspin, 2 solid backspin, 2-8. There's 3. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if that was enough backspin. I could drop that to 1 and I could get on the green. A little teeny bit of curl. I could get my direction right at it. You could give yourself a run at the hole in one. You can get greedy on that shit. That's the type of green that you can go past the cup and then you fall off the back and you end up in the rough. The whole goal is to walk away from this hole with an eagle. It would be nice to walk away with a hole in one, but we have to walk away with an eagle. And I really think the way to play that hole is to bring out a power 5 ball and pull back from the red line. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room and make it so that every day you're in this spot. Give me perfect. Perfect. In the hole. In the hole. All right. That's how to get an eagle on that one. There's 2 of the holes that we have to get eagles on. And there's one of the par 3s that is definitely makeable. One of the par 3s is, and one of the par 3s is, let's see what we have in store for us for these, this last hole number, and this is my favorite hole. And they've changed this hole, and so I think we're playing on the new configuration of it. Hole number 9. Hole number 9, the guitar hole. Hole number 9 is hole number 3. All right. Is this correct? Because this is the old configuration, I believe. No, this is the new configuration. So if it's the new configuration, we're playing to here. I want to get as far up into there as we can so that we can come right down through this little finger right here and come right at it and try and get an albie. And we got a serious opportunity here, and there is an adjustment. It's once again, it's like a plus 10, plus 15. It's not much in this area. It's somewhere in that neighborhood. You can hit it out to here and try and come at it from this. It's just the way we used to do it in the old way, but really this is the spot. If you hit it over to this fairway, there is a spot. And that spot, there used to be some trees that used to throw shadows out here, but it's like right here. That's the spot. If you're back over in here, you can see it, but it's so far to get up into here, you'll have a hard time getting over without any, or you'll have to do something real special. And if you're any farther forward, you're behind these trees. And now you're having to take this shot with this kind of movement on it. And it's difficult. There's a spot right there, but we're going to today try and hit it to right there. We're going to get this miraculous stuff done with the rock, with my number 2 bag. It should be my number 2 bag and a Kingmaker Heartbreaker. Let's practice it. I can't remember on the drive. It seems like it's like either 2 topspin or 2 backspin. We cannot put a lot on it. And it is a max curl shot. You have to have practiced this shot a few times in order to get your landing zone consistent, because it's totally blind. You're doing max curl, you're picking a spot on the course, and you know if you're in that spot and you do max curl, you'll end up in the right spot. And so you got to know where to set it up for the max curl. So you'll have to take this shot several times for your club, because depending on whatever curl your club's got, a quarterback or a rock, whichever one has got the best, you might be able to use. If your big topper's in the same distance, you might be able to use your big topper because it's got, it might have more curl. And trying to hit all the way over, so they're going to hit all the way to the end down there. So go ahead, get on it. I hope you just end up in the fairway. Just please end up in the fairway. Please. So we can show everybody exactly what we're doing. So you pounded it out there. You got it, buddy. You're the man. Yeah. And you're right behind the trees. You're the man. You can hit it farther. Alright. I think. Man. If it was topspin, it was not much. I'm going to go with 1 backspin. And I think there's 3 rings off right at the red line. 3-1. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if I over curl that. I might have needed to go out 4 rings or 3.5. Almost over curled it. And I could have put on, I think I put on 1 backspin. I could have put on like a half a backspin. And I could have went out like 3.5 rings to give myself a little more separation, because if I'd hit that great to the left, I'd ended up in the rough. So you want to give yourself a little bit of leeway, because where you really want to get is just in the center down here. And you don't have to press your luck like I just did. I'm going to do a 10% adjustment. I think it might be a little bit more than that, but I'm going to do a 10. That will work, my friend. Not quite as far as I need to be. 0.18 rings. Hitting it perfect. Close, close. Slightly over pulled it. Should have been like minus 0.1. 1 point. I added on 10% to 3.8. I put it at 4.2. Probably should have taken off one. Plus 10 minus 0.1. In the hole. That hole's got possibilities. That hole is much easier to alvy now. Like you have for whatever reason, in the old configuration, anybody that's ever played that, it is a tough alvy. But for whatever reason, I've made a lot of alvies on this hole. But the newer configuration, everybody's got an opportunity for alvy. One shot at a time. One shot at a time. All right, there we have it. There we have it. Picking up a few on some of those holes. A few of them can be picked up. There's lots of opportunities on this course. This course right here is, and that where my opponent was at down there, trying to get out from behind the trees and stuff and recovering. This course, there's a lot of holes in this course that it's not about how far you can hit it. It's that you need to hit it to an absolutely, that's the spot. Like, could you hit it somewhere other than that spot? Yes, but that's the spot where you actually have another shot. So it's really important that you get to that spot. I love this course. So we will get used to it. So there you go. That is a scouting report, practice, kind of take a look at the holes. Because I know it was kind of jacked up for people as far as like trying to figure out what the holes were. But we're going to have a great week here. There's a lot of really, really good holes in this tournament. And this course is awesome. Thanks for watching. Everybody be safe. And I will see you on the next one.